Welcome to the WordPress Tour. This is about how to add a blog post. To start with, I go to the admin login page and I use LastPass to save my passwords. It's unnecessary, but it's still nice. And this is your WordPress dashboard here. This is the first page you see when you log into WordPress. There's two ways to add a new post. As you can see here, the quickest way is to click Add Post. The other way is to go into the Post menu. And there's actually a lot of stuff you can do here. You can see your tags, the categories, who the author is. You can even go in and edit old posts that have already been published. But in this case, we're just going to start with a brand new post. So, Add New. Here you can see you can add your title at the top. Now that's the title that you see at the top of the page. That is not the title that necessarily the search engine sees, because we use a plugin to determine that. More on that later. Here on this particular site, it's a Windows hosted web page, so it has a few little weird quirks, and one of them is that it's a lot easier if you add most of your text using the HTML editor. You can also use the visual editor. If you'll notice there, right there where I'm put my mouse over, that's where the visual editor is. And so here I'm going to add a bunch of content just so that you can see what a post is going to look like with a lot of text. Alright, be sure to save your draft as you go. The last thing you want to do is spend an hour writing a blog post and forget to save and then lose all your hard work. If you're not familiar with HTML, the visual editor is the easiest way to add links and pictures. Here I'm going to highlight the anchor text for a post and then click on the little link symbol. And what this is going to do is create a link using the anchor text that I highlighted. In a perfect world, you want to use the keywords that you want to rank for as part of that anchor text. It gives the search engine an indication of what your link is about and what the target web page is about. And there's two ways you can add the links. If they're internal, you have that list of blog posts at the bottom. And if they're external, you can obviously just add the URL. The title is unnecessary. It doesn't have any specific SEO value in this case for the link. But it is nice to have something pretty when somebody puts their mouse over the link, because it's going to pop up for them to see. Alright, so the next step is, or the next thing that you can do rather, is you can add an image. Here's the 4 options for adding media, images and embedded videos and whatnot. That first one is your images. Here I'm going to add from the computer, from my computer that is. You select File, and then I'm sure you've seen a page like this before, and I'm going to come down here and add Beautiful Smile. Once the image is uploaded, I can come in here and I can update the alternate tag and the title tag and the description. Now those are really important to edit, because the search engine does look at these things, and there's a shocking amount of search traffic that's looking for images. Somebody who might search for white teeth or dental implants because they want to know what they look like. They're not as worried about the nuts and bolts of the procedures itself. And by labeling these with keywords like teeth whitening or dental implants or whatever it is that you want to rank for, you give yourself that much extra exposure. And there are the images. So I'm going to come back in and edit the image because right now it's set to be in the center, and it kind of makes it look goofy. Also, you can change if the image has links to somewhere, whether there is no link, or in this case I set it to link back to the home page of the dentist blog that I was working on. And here I'm going to edit the justification, and it's kind of cool because the text will actually wrap around depending on what setting you use. Now keep in mind that edit window is a little bit wider than the actual column that you'll see, so be sure to hit preview before you publish to make sure it looks like you want it to. And I don't have a demonstration of it, but you can actually resize the image by clicking on it and dragging the corners. Another thing for SEO purposes is to use header tags. First of all, it makes it easier for visitors to navigate your page. It makes it easier for them to tell what your articles are about. But it also tells the search engine what your pages are about as well. Usually you only want to have one header tag per page, or excuse me, one H1 header 1 tag. And then you can also do header 2, header 3, and so on. Pretty much in the order of importance. Now I'm adding a category here on the right side, and this is exactly what it sounds like. It's just the category of information that you're posting about. The title here in the Platinum SEO Pack area, now this is really important because this is what the search engine sees as your title, not the one that you wrote up top. This is where you want to use those keywords. Now, if you stuff the title with keywords and it doesn't make sense, a visitor is not as likely to click through because your title is incoherent. But at the same time, if you can figure out a way to constructively dump your keywords into the title, go for it. The description is what shows up underneath your title in the search engine. Google will automatically generate that if you don't have something listed. But if you think you can give a nice summary of what the page is about, better than what Google can come up with, then go ahead and put a description. It never hurts to do that. Here for the keywords, Matt Cutts, who is one of the masterminds behind the Google search engine and the spam team, he has told us that these keyword tags are not used by Google. But I have some reason to believe that Yahoo and Bing do use those a little bit. Not necessarily a lot, but again, it doesn't hurt to be complete by adding those. I usually just use the same tags and keywords as I do for the categories and for the post tags. And here I'm adding post tags, which is a little bit different. You can think of category as like cosmetic dentistry, and your post tags are teeth whitening and dental implants or veneers. Heck, I don't even know if I'm using the right dental terms. Apologize. And as you can see, you've got your header tag, you've got your image there all wrapped around the text, or the text wrapped around the image rather. When it comes time to publish, there's a lot of ways to do this. Some people can just sit down and write several articles at once, and you don't want to publish all your articles at the same time because it doesn't give the readers as much time to view the new articles, and for the search engine it doesn't see that as consistent updating. The search engine is looking for consistent content changes. So you can come in and schedule the post to go live a week later or 2 days later, just whichever is needed. Also, if for some reason you accidentally make an update that you didn't mean to, you can come down here to the bottom, go into the revisions area, and pick an older revision. And here you can see I restored the revision before I did the left justification for that image there at the top. So I'm going to come back down into my revisions area and pick a revision that has the left justification. Now, if you realize that you're spreading your post out too much or not enough, you can go back in and edit the schedule. Another thing you can do is come here to the quick edit page under the post main page, and you can change the title of the post, the categories, and whatnot. And this concludes our tour of the WordPress how to add a blog post. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call or shoot me an email. You can find my contact information at the end of this video. Thanks.